What is going on, Super Channel? Welcome back. This is going to be part 14 of the GS build. This video is probably going to just be how can I put it, kind of just closing or putting things together right before we turn it on and do the first startup and whatnot. All right, so we are inside the Supra, and the reason is because BTI gauge got the new one. Been waiting on it probably for about 3 weeks. I think it had a small back order. I'm not sure, maybe he makes them to makes them to order, maybe he didn't have any in stock, but here it is. This is the newer version, the bigger screen. The smaller one, we're going to be putting this one on the GS. I got a custom made pod right down here by the ashtray. I'm going to share it with you guys. It's just the weather is pretty bad and I'm excited. I wanted to get this in and this one out. So I just couldn't wait, so I'm gonna put all these clips together for you guys, and yeah, this is gonna be part 14 of the GS build. So I will check back in with you guys and let me get this thing installed really quick. I'm done installing the new BTI gauge on the Supra. Kind of glad I did, because I noticed, check out my shifter, missing 2 bolts. I've been feeling it a little weird, like very notchy, like it'll give me a hard time to go into gear and reverse, like first gear, and I obviously see why now. This one over here loose, so I'm gonna have to get new bolts, and I'm actually just gonna order a new shifter because that looks pretty dry in there, and probably the O-rings are gone, and that's probably why I've been feeling it so bad. I thought the transmission was just acting up, but I see exactly what it is now. Just a shifter that was on its way out, or just loose. I don't know, because I know I tied it pretty hard. Anyways, here's the new BTI gauge. This thing looks a lot bigger than the other one, guys. Really nice. I gotta mess around with it. I still don't even know how to adjust the boost and stuff, so I'll get to that later. I'm gonna go see if I put the other one really quick on the GS, see if I could fit it in. So in the last clip you saw, we were installing the BTI gauge on the Supra, and we were kind of handing off the smaller one to the GS. I wanted to record in the daytime because when I did it was dark and it was raining out. So let me go on to the driver's side. So this is the gauge pod that we have here that I got custom 3D printed. Remember the Supra, at least left-hand drive, the gauge is a little off-centered, so it fits next to the clock and the AC vent. So here's a 3.5. I tried it on, and obviously this is where it's okay. Shift like it was on top. I don't like that for you. So as you can see, let me grab it on this side so you guys can see that. It's not gonna fit. It's hitting on this side over here in the dash, so I actually have to get another one 3D printed. Thinking about if we moved over to the middle, because this gentleman over here, he does this design is usually 3, kind of like old school, you have the 3 gauges. So I just told him I just 1 and 1 and kind of move it over a little bit, but it wasn't exact. So I think if we do dead center middle, should be perfect. So that's pretty much kind of where the BTI is going to sit on the GS. Again, I don't want to open any holes on the dash, no awkward pods or anything, and yeah, it's really nowhere else to put it on this car, man. It's kind of limited on space. So I think over here it's going to look really clean, matches the black here, matches the radio, same thing with the 3D printed black stuff. So it should look pretty nice. Today is Saturday. I've been speaking to Lando, told him we're ready to go. He told him to give him about a week and a half, that he's got a little shop now, so he wants to take the car over there to do the harness at the shop, anything he's got to do, so he's not second guessing himself. So Labor Day is actually Monday, and we're gonna drop it off Labor Day. He's gonna be working, so props to him. He wants to hustle, make his money. I'm all for that, man. I have no problem. So I'm scheduled to take the car on Monday. Now it is gonna probably be running by the time it comes back. I'm sure Lance is gonna go over there, look it over, put a base map, and hopefully we have no issues. So the goal for this weekend and for this video is just kind of putting everything together as far as fluids, running like for example the BTI gauge cable from here running around the back, and I've been bringing everything down here. You can see here's the harness where factory goes. I don't know what they're going to use out of here, or you know, I'm sure they got to use several. These 3 cables are from the flex fuel sensor, and here you have O2 sensor and MAC valve. So I have the labels here. I'm going to label it for him, and I'll let him figure out who's going to mount the ECU. We're going to go, guys, I don't want to say unfortunately, but AM, we're kind of committed already. The BTI gauge is also for AM Infinity, so that kind of worked out. And transfer controller for the transmission. And I believe we have to use the factory computer for a couple accessories and whatnot. So when it comes to electronics, it's not really my thing. I leave it to Lance and Lando. They got it. They're gonna take care of it. So yeah, guys, let's go over a couple little things that we gotta do. All right. So looking at the engine bay here, obviously you guys see here, catch can made by Frankenstein, Eddie. Beautiful piece. We're just missing this little bracket down here because we obviously, you know, to make it out like the way he made it, it's impossible to get it exact, but we'll work that out later. But for now, it's good. You know, it's not gonna be a temporary. And then we're still missing the plate. We want to get a custom plate up here to cover this filter, but you can see how nice it came out. Got to finish those lines. The water pipe that was leaking, got that back. He had it re-welded for me, so I got to put that back on and maybe make a new line there because I think it's a little shorter now. So it's little missed things that we got to do. Lands for the catch can, bolt down the intake completely. Fuel lines, make sure they're all tight. Power steering, connect the charge pipe. Just a lot of little missed things because obviously I got to give them the car in a condition as in they're gonna turn on the key and turn it on, and if it runs, it runs. You know, hopefully that's the goal. But I gotta give it to them as if the car is gonna be running. So, you know, I gotta kind of like go over the whole car and make sure there's no loose ends. So that's the goal for this video, and you know, obviously taking it to the shop, and then we'll do the startup video hopefully. So fingers crossed on that one. All right, we are here under the car. Just wanted to go over everything. Double checking and triple checking everything. You can see here all the lines are all connected. You know, this is the transmission line, this is a starter cable, fuel lines over here, ground from block to chassis. Let's see what else here. Oh, we have a small little coolant leak in the water pipe again. This is the second time I revisit here. You see that has a drop right under there where that corner is there, where the bolt is to the block. So not fun. I'm gonna have to take it off again and have it re-welded. The little thing's been a nightmare this time around, man, with this car. But yeah, guys, just pretty much wrapped it up down here. Intake is already installed. But yeah, time to put in the fluids, and I think we're done. Just waiting for tomorrow to get the tow truck and get out of here. All right, doing the last touches, checking the oil level. On the stock 2J, what I used on the Super for many years was 1030 regular synthetic, nothing fancy. That's what I use, and it worked for years. So same thing I use on the GS stock bottom end. Check out the Free Engineering oil dipstick. I'll show you guys now where we're mounted. A little more. Just here. I don't even remember. It's first starter, so it's probably gonna have to fill up all the lines and stuff. All right. So here's the Free Engineering oil dipstick. It's black, so it's kind of hidden in there, tucked away nicely. And then the oil dipstick, I mean for the transmission, I'm sorry. Remember I said a little earlier that I was not gonna be able to mount it back there. I was able to squeeze it back there. It's not the most comfortable spot to get it, but you know, I guess we're gonna have to work some magic every time we get this oil dipstick. And then here it is. Again, it's not the design's fault of the oil dipstick, it's just I have my fuel pressure regulator mounted there and a bunch of stuff. So all right, so I'm gonna check up on the fluids. There she goes. Alright, we're on the road, driving the Supra. I'm driving back from Hollywood. It's like a 40-minute drive from us. Check out the GS on the tow truck. It's clean, man. I gave it a little wash yesterday before calling it a night. An anthracite, boy. Made it to Lando's. Got the beauty here and the sidekick here, or side chick if you want to call her. So waiting to Lando, push it in, go over what needs to be done, and that'll be it. Hopefully that's the end of it. It's one of the cars Lando's working on. All right, guys, check out Lando's shop. I appreciate this man. Everything here is clean. He's out here with his son. They're mopping the floor. This thing is AC, nicely insulated. Here's the workbench area. All the wiring, connectors there. These are some of the projects he's working on. Check out this harness. This car says he's almost done. It is a very similar setup to what he did with the Supra, so I love his work, and that's why he's doing the Lexus too, guys. Just wanted to show you guys around, man. Every time I see a shop like this clean, it gives me a peace of mind, because I know that person is, if he takes care of his work area, then that means he's good with whatever he does. So yeah, guys, hit up Lando if you have any wiring issues, especially if you're here in South Florida. So he'll take care of you. Tell him the Super channel sent you for that 10% off. You like it, man? Some guy, Island Boy, did the wiring there.
Nice, bro.
This is Lando. For anybody who hasn't met him, this is the man behind the name. Yeah. I know everybody says the name, and yeah. His family over here, his son, daughter, learning, helping out the old man. Yeah, nothing like having nice AC, man. All right, we just left Lando's shop. We went over the game plan. Can't say nothing bad about him, man. This guy he's meticulous. He's on point. He knows exactly what I want, and he knows who I am. So I appreciate people like that. Guys, this video wasn't too crazy. I know it's just kind of like going over the car, and nothing really crazy, nothing major. It's just kind of going over it. but I think this is important for the series, and you know, just kind of everybody just to see it from start to finish, and especially for me, whenever I, you know, even my son, when I show him, you know, years from now, you can see what we kind of, you know, what we built and whatnot. So I definitely always appreciate that. So guys, with that being said, hopefully the next one is, you know, it's a little more exciting, you know, startup, and then, you know, hopefully driving it home, you know, keeping my fingers crossed and praying for the best. So yeah, we'll see how that turns out. Well, remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys.